So do you think there was any role model when you were going into broadcasting that you looked up to, someone that you really wanted to be like?
I had always enjoyed Paul Holmes's work. I thought he was flawed, and I didn't always agree with some of the things he said or did. But as a broadcaster, I really admired him, and there were other broadcasters whom I admired. But he was the dominant figure of my childhood. I can remember, every night at 7 o'clock. That's where the big national discussions would happen, and he was brilliantly skilled, not only in relating to people and getting and interviewing people in really kind of confrontational circumstances, but also just being really human and getting on with people and getting people's stories through being nice and through being normal. I thought he was an enormous talent. So I think in terms of a role model, I mean, he was the big dream role model, but I guess I didn't really think it was a realistic progression, shall we say, to follow in his steps. So I had lots of influence. I had the way I got into things was just by doing work experience with reporters at TV1 and TV3. They were sports reporters, and they were really influential. But in terms of the big people when I was in, say, year 12 and 13, Holmes was the big name. He was the big broadcaster, and he still is.
Do you have any one piece of advice for New Zealand kids then, just in terms of that exposure to opportunities?
Just don't take them for granted. I find it enormously frustrating when people don't, when people pass up the opportunities they're given in New Zealand. Because people obviously, it sounds dramatic, but people obviously die for the opportunities that we have.
Exactly.
I think when you, I think if anything, New Zealanders perhaps don't appreciate just how good things are sometimes, and in particular young people. We have great education options and opportunities for people from all backgrounds, from all parts of society, from all different wealth or whatever. We have incredible opportunities. I think the opportunities for kids in New Zealand are better than Australia. I think they're better than in the UK. I really do. But that makes it all the more frustrating when people don't seize them, or at least don't try. It frustrates me when people don't take a risk in life. I think we just have an amazing opportunity. You have the best start you could ask for, really, and you're crazy not to take the opportunities you're presented with.
I know exactly what you mean, and I just think finishing school this year, the first thing on everyone's mind is, university is so expensive, it's so expensive. But, New Zealand, the government funds universities better here than anywhere else in the world. And I've looked at moving over to Australia for study, where it's $90,000 a year.
Yeah.
I could get my entire degree here for less than that. So I see exactly what you mean, and that people just don't quite understand how good we've definitely got it.
Yeah, I think you're dead right. Like in I explained our interest-free student loan policy to friends here who are studying. Friends here who, I know people in $200,000 worth of debt from study. I don't know what sort of job you're going to have to get to pay off that sort of debt. I mean, that's insane. That's no investment in your young people to burden them with that sort of debt. There's no interest-free policy here. You can get a loan from the US government, but it's going to cost you big time. It's like getting a house. And in fact, here in the States, a lot of people are dissuaded from seeking further education simply because of the price. It's prohibitively expensive. So again, I think we have an extraordinary opportunity. Being young in New Zealand is pretty much the best start you could get anywhere in the world.